welcome to our chair yoga class, part of our Grow with Go-Go series. Before we get moving, just a quick reminder, in addition to these classes, you can access rides, meals, groceries, medication delivery, and home services, all by calling one number. And that phone number is 855-464-6872. We also have at the bottom of your GoGo receipts, there is a code. You put that code to a friend. Once they've taken over the service with GoGo, you will both receive $30 in GoGo credit. So just a nice win-win. You know someone else who might benefit. We also have a Facebook group, so if you ever want to continue any of our conversations online, you can find us on Facebook. We'll share a link to our page in the chat. All right, if we haven't met, I'm Aedra. I teach the yoga and the functional fitness classes here at GoGo. Today is chair yoga, so all you need is a chair. Something that's sturdy and steady and won't roll out from underneath you. But whatever you have is totally fine. Okay, and now just before we get going, we wanted to wish Margaret a very happy birthday. Happy birthday, Margaret. She turns 95. You can unmute yourself and say hello. And V told me that you've been coming to classes since what did you say, 2024?
Yes. I think so, yeah. I can't. Thank you very much.
I hope you have a very special day, and we're thinking of you today. And I love that you let us know that it was your birthday. So if anyone ever wants a shout out, you have to tell us it's your birthday. I would sing for you, but my voice is no good, so we'll skip that part. Oh, and I'm seeing some notes in the chat. Chloe saying happy birthday to you, and so are several other people. So great, thank you, everybody. All right, let's stop sharing the screen. 95, something to aspire to. So let's get moving. Let's keep that going. Okay, so my screen should have just popped up nice and big for you. If for some reason it didn't, you'll have to adjust your settings. So the way you would do that is you move your cursor towards the top right-hand corner of your Zoom screen, and a box will pop up that says View. Pick Speaker View, and you'll see me nice and big. I'm just having one more sip of coffee before we go. Okay, so have a seat. Settling down, let's take some big circles with the torso, just waking up the body. Checking in, noticing any cracks and snaps and pops. Go the other direction whenever you feel. And then sitting nice and tall, let's do a few shoulder rolls forward. And a few shoulder rolls back. Let the shoulders relax. Let's do some head rotation. And head nodding, looking up and down. And then we'll bring the right ear towards the right shoulder. Nice stretch of the neck. And other ear to shoulder. And back to center. Let's go ahead and take a moment to settle in. So feel free to close your eyes or soften your gaze to the ground. Allow your jaw and shoulders to be soft, your abdomen to be relaxed. And just take several deep breaths. Allow your breath to slow down just a little bit, finding slightly longer inhales and longer exhales. So as we move through our practice today, try and maintain some of that nice, long, slow breathing throughout. Trying to generally link the breath with the movement if we are moving. And as you're ready, go ahead and gently blink the eyes open. We're going to move into some spinal movement. We're going to flip the breath. So usually we inhale when we open the chest and exhale when we round the back. We're going to do the opposite today. So it will feel funny. You might catch yourself going the other way, and that's totally fine. But see if you can play with doing this the opposite way than we usually do. So as you inhale, you're going to round your back and bring the backs of the hands to touch. I'll give you a side view here. So we're stretching the back body. So that's our inhale. And then we exhale, open the chest, reach the arms back. Inhale, round the back, tuck the tail, drop your chin, stretch the back body. Exhale, open up the front of the body. So keep going at your own pace, really following the breath here. Don't worry about my speed or anybody else's. Move at your own pace. Go ahead and relax the arms, sitting nice and tall. Let's go ahead and side bend. So again, we're going to reverse the breath. So on your exhale, you're going to side bend. So this is not what we usually do. And then inhale back to center. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, center. Keep going. Again, at your own pace. And make your way back to center. Let your hands rest on your lap. And we're going to twist right and left. So we'll inhale, twist one direction. Either way is fine. Exhale, twist the other way. Keep going. So you're just twisting right and left. 。 . 。 . 。 . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . 。 . . . . . . . . . .
And then make your way back to center. Let's do a few shoulder rolls forward and a few shoulder rolls back. Let the shoulders relax. Make fists with your hands. So putting your thumbs inside of your fingers, making a fist here with the thumbs inside. Let's do some wrist circles. Switch directions. And then letting those hands relax, bringing those hands in front of you, palms face up. So we're going to keep flipping the breath today. So instead of inhaling out, we're going to exhale out. So we'll inhale, prepare. Exhale, externally rotate, reach those thumbs back behind you. You're keeping those elbows bent 90 degrees. And then bring the hands back together as you inhale. Exhale, fingers out to the side, thumbs go back. Inhale. Together. Keep going at your own pace. All right, back to center. Let's let those palms face forward, bend those elbows into a W shape. We're going to keep flipping that breath. So we'll inhale, prepare. Exhale, reach those arms up. Inhale, bend the elbows. Find that W shape. Exhale, reach up. If you want, add the hands. Inhale as you bend the elbows, make fists. Exhale as you reach the arms up, spread the fingers. Keep going at your own pace. Noticing if you start to lose the breath, see if you can stick with it, even if it feels a little awkward. And then let those hands come down, relax onto your lap. Let's move our attention to our feet, moving into some heel raises. So alternating, lifting the right heel and then the left. Toes stay on the ground. Ball of the foot stays on the ground. So that front third of the foot. So if we think about our foot being the ball of the foot, the arch, and then the heel, that front third, the ball of the foot and those toes stay on the ground. Notice if your ankle splays out to the side. Try and keep that foot and ankle tracking straight forward. So this is what I mean by splaying out to the side. So the weight shifts towards the little toe. We want the weight to stay pretty centered on the ball of the foot or even biasing towards the big toe side. Feel free to continue with heel raises, or if you'd like, you can move into a little marching. So you're lifting one knee and then the other. So it's that thigh bone moving in the hip socket. It doesn't need to be big. Try not to get your back and your spine involved. So really finding that movement, thigh bone in the hip socket. All right, let's go ahead and stretch that right leg now forward in front of us. So we'll straighten out that right leg. If it's hard to straighten out the leg, it's probably because you're sitting too far back in your chair. So scoot yourself forward towards the front edge of your chair so you can straighten out your right leg. Go ahead and point and flex your right foot, moving through the ankle. Next time your toes are up towards the ceiling, go ahead and pause. We're going to rotate that thigh bone. So the foot's going to move and the shin are going to move, or lower leg's going to move based on that leg bone, that thigh bone moving in the hip socket. So we're going to turn the leg out. So the toes will face slightly out, the knee's going to face out or to the right. But think about initiating that movement from that thigh bone or that leg bone, upper leg bone. And then bringing those toes, knee to face in. But again, thinking about this coming from that thigh. So we're rotating the foot out and in. So a little windshield wiper, noticing if the ankle is trying to get involved. There's nothing wrong with that, but really trying to at least find some of this movement in the leg, upper leg bone, that thigh bone, rotating in the hip socket. All right, let's bring those toes to face up towards the ceiling. And then again, we're gonna alter that breath. So we're not gonna do what we typically do. So we'll inhale, prepare, stay upright. Exhale, lean forward a little bit. Inhale, sit up, back away. Exhale, lean forward. Keep going at your own pace. Staying with that breath. It's up to you how far forward you lean. And then we'll go ahead and hold the stretch. So you can hold the stretch sitting tall if you have a stretch there. You could lean a little forward using your hands for support, or you could bring your forearm to your left thigh, left forearm to left thigh, if that feels better. That right hand can be anywhere on your leg, knee, whatever feels good. Several smooth, deep breaths. Letting the jaw soften. And then make your way back up. Rebend that right knee, gently windshield wiper your knees side to side. And we'll do that on the other side. So left leg stretches forward, right knee is bent. Again, if your left leg isn't straightening, you might need to adjust where you're sitting in your chair. We'll start by pointing and flexing the foot. So toes reach to the ground and then toes up to the ceiling. Next time your toes are up to the ceiling, we'll go ahead and pause, and we're going to find that rotation that we did earlier. So thigh bone is what's moving in the hip socket. That's what's doing the rotation. The knee and foot are along for the ride. So we turn the leg out and then we turn the leg in. So toes face to the left, knee faces to the left, and then they face in or to the right. Keep going. Really trying to initiate this from that thigh bone in the hip socket. All right. Let's let those toes face up towards the ceiling. Again, we're reversing that breath. So we inhale at the top, prepare. Exhale, lean forward. Inhale, sit tall, back away from the stretch. Keep going at your own pace. Really linking your movement with the breath. And then we'll go ahead and hold the stretch. So you can hold it sitting tall, leaning forward, using your hands for support. You could bring your forearm down. So whatever feels good, find a nice position. Smooth breaths, enjoy the stretch. Unclench the jaw. Let the neck soften. Then go ahead and come on up, rebend the knee, gently windshield wiper side to side. All right, let's go ahead and take those feet nice and wide now. So taking those feet as wide as is comfortable. You can stay forward towards the front edge of the chair, or you can sit further back in the chair. It's just whatever is comfortable. Please make sure your feet are on the ground, at least part of your foot. So minimum ball of the foot and toes on the ground. I just don't want us falling over. So if you need to, you can also make your stance a little bit more narrow. Or again, change where you're sitting on the chair. Sometimes the back of the chair is lower. Let's go ahead and lean to the right. So leaning your weight to the right, keeping your hips grounded. So just watching that left hip doesn't hike up, right? We're not shortening the waist. That sit bone, that glute stays on the ground as you lean. Feel free to begin to bend that right elbow. So you can start to bend your right elbow. You could stay there. Or if you want a little more stretch, your forearm could find your armrest if you have one, or your forearm could find your leg. Again, you're still keeping the hips down. Really thinking about, especially grounding into that left hip so that the waist starts to open up. And then we'll take that left arm, maybe reach it up to the ceiling, or you can reach it all the way overhead. You might imagine that there is a wall behind you, directly behind you, and that you want to be able to just gently lean into the wall. And notice if that changes the stretch, just a little bit of a lean back. It's not a back bend, but just a little bit of a lean back of the torso. Several deep breaths, keeping the hips grounded. Go ahead and lift yourself back up, pausing for a moment. And then we'll go to the other side. So leaning to the left, supporting yourself with your left hand. Again, that right hip stays down. Make sure the waist doesn't start to shorten. You can bend that left elbow. You could put your forearm onto your thigh or an armrest. So any of those variations are totally fine. But again, keep making sure the hip stays grounded. That right arm could reach to the ceiling. It could stay down or it could reach overhead. And same idea, think about almost leaning back a little bit. So it's not that you're arching your back, you're not back bending, you're just leaning back a little. And see if that gives you an interesting stretch. Keep pressing those knees open. So just watching that the knees don't knock in. Breathing into the waist and the rib cage. Go ahead and lift yourself back up, pausing again for a moment. And then start to lean forward with your torso. You might need to adjust your leg stance. So you're leaning forward, letting those shoulders creep towards the ears. You're still grounded in your seat. You're still stable. So feel free to adjust so that you don't feel like you're going to fall off your chair. Let's drop that right shoulder forward and twist. So you're dropping the right shoulder, twisting to the left. Right arm is straight. The left elbow might be a little bent. And then go the other way. Other shoulder dips forward, twist. One more each side, shoulder drops. Other side. Back to center. Sitting tall. Let's bring those legs back towards each other. All right, we're gonna move to the standing part of class. This part is optional. It's only for a few minutes. If you don't want to stand, you can stay seated, do some stretches, do some movements, do whatever feels nice. If you are up for standing, go ahead and come on up and find a place where you have support. So you can stand behind your chair, you can find a wall, a table, something to hold on to. I'm turning sideways so you can see. You don't need to turn. All right, let's start with the chair dog. So hands on the chair or whatever support you have. You're going to walk yourself back into an upside down L pose or chair dog. So your torso's towards parallel to the earth. Your ankles are approximately underneath the hips. If you need, your torso can be a little bit lifted. Your elbows can be a little bit bent. Your knees can be bent. So find whatever combination of those things works for you, or maybe everything is straight. Go ahead and lift your torso up. All right, so we're gonna turn and have the right hand on the chair or on your wall. So right hand is supporting you. With that, we're going to take that right leg, so the leg that is closest to the support, so I'm mirroring you. It's gonna cross in front of the other leg. If you're like, no way, that's not safe, I'm gonna fall over because I'm crossing the legs, don't do it. You can still do this next piece without the leg cross. Leg cross is optional. You're gonna let your hips go away from the chair. So hips are moving away from the chair. We're gonna add a side bend here. So as the hips move to the left, we're gonna reach that left arm up and over into a side stretch. So you can definitely do this with your feet next to each other. They don't need to be crossed. Bring yourself back up, uncross those legs, and we'll switch sides. So you could just turn around, other hand to the chair. I'm going to move the chair so you don't have to look at my backside. So left hand is now on. That left leg that's going to cross in front. So that left foot crosses in front. If you want to cross. If you don't want to cross, don't do it. Hips move away from the chair. Hips move away from the chair. And then that right arm can reach up and over if you please. Smooth breaths. And coming back up. Uncross and stand close to your chair. So 2 hands on your chair or table or the wall. Let's step the right foot back, stepping it back 1 to 3 feet back, anywhere where you can maintain that right heel on the ground. So both feet are completely flat on the ground. All 10 toes are facing forward. We'll begin to bend that front knee. So the left knee bends, the right leg stays straight. All 10 toes are facing forward. You're actively pushing that right heel into the ground, giving yourself a bit of a calf stretch. Jaw is soft, shoulders and neck are relaxed. Let's take a moment, straighten that front leg, bend your elbows and hinge a little forward. We're just doing this for 2-3 breaths, so you'll feel a stretch potentially in the back of that front leg now. Then lift yourself up, bend the front knee and step forward. Back foot meets the front foot. We switch sides. Left leg steps back. All 10 toes face forward. Both feet are flat on the ground. You decide how long the stance is, so long as that back heel stays down. Keep the back heel down as you bend the front knee. So a little bit of a calf stretch here. All 10 toes are facing forward. Our tendency here is to let those back toes turn out or to the left toes turn to the left. Keep them facing forward. Soften what doesn't need to be clenched. And just for a few moments, let's straighten that front leg, hinge forward, bend the elbows, giving yourself a little hamstring stretch for that front leg for a few breaths. Coming up, bend the front knees, step forward. All right, last thing, one more chair dog here in standing. Walk yourself back, upside down L. Find your variation. Feel free to find a little movement, maybe bending one knee and then the other, or swaying your hips. Stillness is also fine. And lifting yourself up, coming to stand and coming back down to your seat. Once you're back at your seat, do some circles with your torso. It's no rush. And circle the other way. Okay. Let's do that figure 4 stretch. So lots of options. Right ankle can cross over the left ankle. Let the right knee open out to the side. You can also prop your foot up onto a stool, some pillows, coffee table. You can bring your foot up over your thigh if you'd like. If you're doing that, you might find that you're really close to it, but not quite. You could sit up onto something higher. So if you have a higher stool, or if you want to put some cushions underneath you, it's fine for your knee to be lifted. So whatever variation you're in, we're looking to let that knee open towards the side, but it does not need to be perfect. It doesn't need to look a certain way. I'm looking for some stretch in the outer hip, but sometimes you'll also feel the stretch sort of in the inner leg. So that happens as well. From here, you can stay sitting tall if you're getting plenty of stretch. If you feel as though you need a little more stretch, you can begin to lean forward. Smooth out your breath, soften your jaw. Go ahead and lift your torso up. We're going to twist, so leave your legs as they are. You're going to twist to the right. So that right leg is on top. You're going to twist that way. Come to center, undo the legs, shake them off. And we'll do that on the second side. So left ankle can cross over the right. Let the knee open out to the side. Stay there. Or put your foot up onto something. Or cross your ankle over your thigh. Again, there's no right or wrong. Find what feels good today. Maybe you need some cushions underneath you on this side. Feel free to stay sitting tall or begin to hinge forward, leaning forward a little bit to change the stretch. Jaw is soft, breath is smooth. You're even welcome to close the eyes if that helps kind of calm the body. Go ahead and lift your torso up if you're leaning. Let's twist. So whichever leg is on top, that's the direction we twist. Just a few breaths. Coming to center, undo the legs, shake them off. Let's find a comfortable position. So feel free to sit further back in your chair and use your backrest or stay forward and sit tall. Hands can rest wherever is comfortable. Let's bring that right ear towards the right shoulder just for a quick stretch. Half circle, chin moves to the chest, other ear to shoulder. And again, half circle. And just do that a few times. And then bringing your head back to center. Closing the eyes or softening your gaze to the ground. Let the jaw relax. Tune into the breath. We'll do a little controlled breathing here. So we'll do an inhale in a moment. I'll count you through it. An inhale for 4 and an exhale for 5. I'll count you through that. Then we'll move into an inhale for 4 and exhale for 6. If for some reason my pace is not working for you, just breathe. Go at a different pace. Ignore my voice. First, just a normal inhale and a normal exhale. And we'll begin. In, 2, 3, 4. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Longer exhales now. In, 2, 3, 4. Out for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, 4. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Back to your normal breathing. Then bring your palms to touch in front of your heart. Take a moment to thank yourself for taking time to take care of your mind and your body. Namaste. Thank you everyone so much for joining. Pleasure as always. I'm looking forward to seeing you next week. Now, if anybody has any questions, particularly about class, so yoga or functional fitness, now is your time to ask.
This is really, the yoga is really good for me. I'm loosened up and I feel good. Last week, I think I did what is the other one?
Functional fitness.
With the foot weights and stuff. And that was almost too much for me. You know, I didn't feel relaxed or anything. I hurt. And I didn't like that. But I love this. It loosens me up. I feel relaxed, you know, because I'm sometimes when I get up in the morning and until I get some things done, I'm kind of tight. So anyway, thank you very much, Audrey.
Thanks for sharing, Jim. And yeah, for the functional fitness, maybe next time you do it with no weight at all, that might feel better. That way you're like moving, but you're not pushing so much. You're just getting more fluid moving.
I appreciated the breathing exercise, the practice on breathing.
Awesome. The just at the end?
Yeah, just because, especially the reverse breathing and the one where you allowing the breath to come out gradually. I appreciated that.
Awesome. Yeah, I love the breathing exercises. They make me feel very relaxed. That's really what gets me to calm down. Seeing some nice comments in the chat. Thanks, everybody.
Hi, I'm Francis.
Hi, Francis. I know who you are.
Yes, right. We're getting to be old buddies here. Um, I have difficulty getting up out of a chair,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm trying to find ways to strengthen my my thighs, my legs in general, but the thighs are the I think the energy, the big muscles. Um, Should I be focusing on anything in particular in the chair yoga, or because we are working from a chair, which I am grateful for, um, it's not going to strengthen my legs. So there you have it.
Yes, I have a couple of comments. Actually, on Wednesday this week for functional fitness, we worked a lot on getting in and out of a chair. So if you wanted to, when it comes out, which will come out in a week or two, on YouTube, you might watch that. Even if you don't usually come to the functional fitness, it might be nice for you to watch the snippets where we do a lot of chair. But I'll give you kind of the quick and dirty of what are things you can do to help strengthen those legs.
Now, how do I find this? Is it on YouTube?
Yes, it'll be on YouTube. And since it was what happened this week, in about a week or so, and V, you can correct me, you'll get an email with the YouTube link once it's posted.
Oh, good.
And it won't say that that's what I worked on, but I know that's what we did on Wednesday. So that's something you can find. And I'll if you mention it again next week, I can probably find the exact link if it's there.
Okay.
But for thigh strengthening, if getting in and out is really hard, one of the early things you can do is do some straightening and bending of the leg, making sure that thigh is doing the work so that quad muscle is doing the work. So that's one thing you can do. All right, so straightening and bending. Okay, great. That's doing a little bit of work. When you are getting in and out of chairs, I'm going to probably only give you 3 things. There are 100 things that we can do. Make sure that your ankles are back behind the knees. They're not under the knees. It's going to be very hard to get up if your ankles are under your knees. If you scoot your feet back, it'll be easier. And then let your torso come as far forward as possible. So your nose is over your toes or even past your toes. That is the most mechanically advantaged way of getting up. So the farther you lean forward, the easier it will be. And then you can use your hands to help you a little bit. So that's another thing. So if we think about our mechanics, we really want to lean far forward to unweight our glutes and lift those hips. The other way to work on getting in and out of a chair is to make it smaller. So you're going to do little baby squats. Getting in and out of a chair is a squat. So you do mini squats. One way I like to think about working on this is getting your chair to be higher. So you could put this is not necessarily the safest cushions situation, but sturdy things. So don't use cushions like me, but use something a little bit sturdier, maybe some like textbooks or like a stool. Stand in front, and that's your cue. That's like, okay, that's how low I go. I'm going to do a little squat and come up. Once that gets easier, you get rid of one of the cushions. And that'll be like in weeks. And then weeks later, that will get easier. And then you get rid of the other cushion. And in weeks, that'll get easier and you'll start going down onto the couch with that same idea of head comes forward, hips go back so that you're in that mechanical advantage. So 3 things. Step 1 would be to work on leg strength and seated, just straightening and bending the leg, making sure that thigh is parallel to the earth to work those quads. Then you move into squats. So you don't need to use a chair to do squats. You can do little knee bends. And then number 3 would be when you do get out of the chair, make sure that your ankles are behind the knees and that you lean forward so that it is easier to get up.
So the squat is separate from the ankles being back. It's going to be a separate kind of a skill.
Well, yes and no. You can set up your ankles that way for the squat.
Okay. So I'll be ready when I succeed. Is that?
Yeah. I think setting yourself just doing chair squats like we did. If you have a chair that's high enough that you feel that is sturdy that you can get in and out of without your hands, great. If you don't have that, then figure something out that does. So like for me, the couch armrest. And you still want to set yourself up with those heels a little bit back. No matter what, when you're doing squats, you want those heels a little back. So those knees are going to go over the toes a little bit.
That's helpful. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Anything else before I let you all go?
Hi, I'm Debbie Schwartz from Denver. Hi. I called GoGoGrandparent a few days ago and I asked them how to get to the link for the YouTube. And they said that the last recording they've done was July and they're not recording anymore. Do you know anything about that?
I can actually answer that. We had delay on the. I'm the one that does everything, but this is not my only responsibility, and we had other priorities. And since we had so many videos on YouTube, I put that to the side. But I did upload some this past week, so you can go ahead and check it out. I don't recall which is the last date, but yeah, just typically it takes anywhere between 4 to 6 weeks for us to upload, and it's due to like, the amount of responsibilities.
They said it was July 23rd was the last one they did.
Yeah, and like I said, I did upload some, so you can go ahead and check out the YouTube channel, and you should see some newer ones. But you're not gonna see anything for the past month, anything
Okay.
before that.
So it's going to come back on?
Like I said, it's just a responsibility. They will get uploaded, and it can take anywhere between 4 to 8 weeks to be uploaded. So,
Okay.
I don't recall which is the last date that I uploaded this week. But yeah, you should be able to see
Okay.
those new ones uploaded.
And how do you access it on the computer?
There's a link in also every email that we send out. In within that email, there's a link to our YouTube channel. I'll also go ahead
Okay,
and share that in the chat now, but just know that
that would be
the
great.
link to the YouTube is in every single email that we send out, from the invitation email to the confirmation email.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I'm on the YouTube right now. I mean, something got uploaded today, right?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So a few things got uploaded today. So even if there's some delay, there's still new stuff popping up, and it's from August. So that's great.
Thank you, both
Uh-huh.
of you. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Also, it's sometimes good if you like one of the classes that you watched on YouTube, save it. You can either save it as a video, you can like it, and you can look back at your likes, because then you can always repeat the ones you really like. Because sometimes there are classes where you go, "Ooh, that was really good. That worked really well for my body." So I suggest you can do that as well if you like any of the specific classes, because there are hundreds of classes up there now. Alrighty, well, I better let you all go. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next week. Thanks, everybody.
You do the same. God bless. Bye-bye.
Thanks.